Zell Miller says President Obama's decision to close the military prison at Guantanamo Bay is nuts. His word. It was one of many zingers the former Georgia governor and U.S. senator delivered at a gathering of more than 1,000 conservative lawmakers and others in Atlanta today.
The decision of the president to close Guantanamo Bay is nuts.
Zell Miller pulled no punches today in addressing the American Legislative Exchange Council, branding President Obama as naive for wanting, in his view, to treat terrorists like run-of-the-mill criminals.
While we lose more and more of our daily freedoms, the cause of our loss, the terrorist, gains new freedoms through President Obama's dangerous sense of justice.
The former Georgia governor and U.S. senator has leveled his political criticism at his own Democratic Party in recent years, and he told the annual conservative gathering today that our Democratic president should quit the globetrotting.
I think Rahm Emanuel ought to get some Gorilla Glue and put it in that chair behind the Oval Office and say, sit down here, Mr. President. We've got some things we've got to solve here statewide before we go and visit other places in other countries.
The biggest issue of the moment, the economy, got the biggest reaction from the conservative crowd.
Just when was it decided that the family's budget is secondary to the government's budget?
In his first public comment since the presidential election, Miller made it clear that he thinks both parties are to blame for runaway spending and debt and the trend toward higher taxes.
Today we're spending like we're Paris Hilton, regulating like we're Ralph Nader, nationalizing like we're Hugo Chavez, and taxing like we are a Democratic Congress.
Georgia Democrat Tyrone Brooks says he's not offended by Miller's Gorilla Glue comment, but says that Miller should have suggested years ago that Karl Rove use it on George Bush and Dick Cheney.
Well, President Barack Obama